folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. I do non-pop country music reactions. And what do we have to Anne Murray, A Little Good News? It was requested by Yacht Maestro and Gene Austin, maybe some other folks too, because I did an Anne Murray song, I don't know, by the time you see this, 3 weeks ago. It was requested with a gift by Montauk Ed. And it was very well viewed, that video. Got a lot of views relative to the other ones on the channel. And a bunch of folks were like, oh, you've got to do this one by Anne, this one by Anne, that one by Anne. And so I grabbed a couple more. And so let's see. I don't know this song, but I could use a little good news. Who couldn't, right? Better than a little bad news. Anytime you get news, you want it to be good news. But life in this world doesn't quite go that way all the time, does it? All right, guys, here we go. Boop. She needs good news. I could tell by the music. Sort of foreboding.
I rolled out this morning, the kids had the morning news show on. Brian Gumbel was talking about the fighting in Lebanon.
Brian Gumbel, really? Sports.
Some senator was squawking about the bad economy. It's gonna get worse, you see. Need a change in policy. There's a local paper rolled up in a rubber band. One more sad story's one more than I can stand.
Yeah, I feel that.
Just once, how I'd like to see the headlines say, not much to print today. Can't find nothing bad to say. Because nobody robbed a liquor store on the lower part of town. Nobody OD'd, nobody burned a single building down. Nobody fired a shot in anger, nobody had to die in vain. We sure could use a little good news today.
I don't know who wrote this, but he or she absolutely went after it. Did their research. There's a lot left on the cutting room floor. She's singing in this thing flawlessly so far, just so it penetrates into your soul. And it's just amazing the diet of horseshit that we get by reading the paper, or nowadays it's not so much the paper, it's digital online or whatever. And for some reason, we like not just merely the salacious, but the violent. It draws our attention as humans for some reason. And I avoid most of it, not all of it. I'll pay attention to big world events, but by and large, so much of what we read is not only negative and affects us in that way, but a lot of it's propaganda too, meant to generate an emotion in us, to control us to affect our psyches in some way. Anyway, let's see where it goes. That's why comedy and laughter is so important to our health.
I'll come home this evening, I bet that the news will be the same.
Yeah.
Somebody takes a hostage, somebody steals a plane. How I want to hear the anchorman talk about a county fair, and how we cleaned up the air, how everybody learned to care. Whoa, tell me, nobody was assassinated in the whole third world today. And in the streets of Ireland, all the children had to do was play. And everybody loves everybody in the good old USA. We sure could use a little good news today.
Yeah, she sang that from her heart on that one. She just, of the songs that I've reacted to so far, vocally, that was my favorite performance. But it may be because I was influenced by the content of it. I made a list, which I've since converted to a 3-part book and it's available on Amazon. But I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, I started working on a list of things that won't exist in a perfect world. I may have retitled it Things That Won't Exist in Heaven, but the idea is I wanted to see if I could make a list of 100 things that we live with each day that would not exist in a perfect world, like bus fumes. For instance, like some things are obvious, but other things like the dentist. Like in a perfect world, you wouldn't need a dentist because your teeth wouldn't rot. Like, so it was a premise almost of what would it be like in heaven. Our conceptions of heaven is like where everything's provided and there's no stress, strain, nobody lies, there's no need to lie, there's no desire to lie, there's peace, everybody gets along with each other, which is basically the true sum and substance of this song. And I was shocked that I came up with over 1,500 things that we live with. And I realized that I was basically deconstructing society. What we live with on a daily basis, we just get used to it because we're born into it. A world in which there are things that are rough. You know, and if you have a decent household growing up where your parents care about you, there's a cocoon in which to grow and build sort of a strength and an approach to growth and living in the world. But it is a very difficult place. But all that said, this was just stunning. Yacht Maestro and Gene Austin, good call on this one. I'm going to rate it. All right, then I go with the number, a 9.6. I love the way she sang it. I love the instrumentation. I love the concept behind it. Can't imagine what got left on the cutting room floor, but the way she sang this, she just sort of hit some of those deeper, raspier notes on occasion and then pulled right out of them was spectacular. So there you go, guys. Anne Murray. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video and keep rocking the country.